Hello everybody and welcome back to the Keano Esports stream. My name is Shadi Zeddy Hanna, head coach of the Keano Esports program, and today we're going to get started with some NACE Starleague Overwatch. As I previously mentioned in the Twitch chat, for those of you that were there were some technical issues in getting today's stream set up because Blizzard decided that right now would be a perfect time to run some live maintenance. So, any credit to our collegiate esports ongoings. It's unfortunate, but it did affect a number of our systems and PCs. However, the players were able to resolve their first game off stream. And just now the broadcast setup here getting caught up now. So we will be jumping into the match onto their second map on King's Row. We're already up 1-0. We had a 2-0 victory on Yijang Tower, and for those of you that might remember from our opening week in Activision Blizzard Collegiate, we had a pretty strong looking Yijang. We're not too bad on that map. So just imagine that, like, we did all the cool stuff that you see in all the montages on YouTube, and like that was basically how our game went. Just imagine that. It'd be pretty similar to what the game looked like, and yeah, we're gonna get started here with our next game in just a moment. They're asking me if I'm R, and I am R. I am ready to see some Overwatch. We're entering into the King's Row now. We're gonna jump on over into the game. Took a quick little look here at the King's Row map. Now, for those of you that might be new to the Keano Huskies stream, let's quickly introduce our players on the side of the Huskies. On the blue team, Clover, Nyx, Magoo, Coda, and Purity. And on the red defending team, Stellar Vibes, Golden Gunner, Rice Lover, Brutal Black, and Grinny. And I'm not sure what's happening. I think maybe somebody's disconnected or AFK, because Magoo is currently standing in the middle of 4 people. I'm not sure why it's saying. Oh, okay. That might just be a new pre-match thing. I've literally never seen that before, so I guess you learn something new every day. Taking a nice little look at the sky here as we're floating around King's Row. You can see this is where it all began. For those of you that are familiar with the Overwatch cinematics, I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe that this area does have some lore significance in regards to the Widowmaker and Tracer video, one of the first original Overwatch cinematics back from Overwatch 1. That one was a ton of fun. If you haven't watched the Overwatch cinematics, I strongly recommend you do. They are baller. They're very, very exciting to watch. I'm not quite sure what's going on in the chat here. They're having a silly little side conversation. We like silly little side conversations, but what we like better is collegiate Overwatch, and we like the Keano Huskies playing as well. We can take a look at this comp. The triple, is that a quadruple sniper comp for the Huskies? I think we're on Clover is on the Widow, Nyx is on the Ashe. I think this is a they're committing to this. This is a quadruple sniper comp. Now this is just like absolutely psychotic, but I love that from them. This is gonna be a great way to start things off on King's Row. Really just looking for picks to try to slow their opponents down. And unfortunately, their opponents, DBU, Dallas Baptist University, will be the first team to find a pick in tonight's match. Over on the Widowmaker. Ooh, beautiful. Waits out the deflect from the Genji. Finds the shot there. He's going to reset himself on the high ground and try to find another headshot. He finds one onto Baptiste. He does get chunked out pretty hard, though. He's going to have to back off. But the Huskies are trying to make a play and make sure that they don't completely concede control of the point. But with so many snipers, it's a little tricky to really kind of establish a firm melee physical presence. But Magoo's gonna try. He's gonna run on in there. They're burning through those Symmetra turrets. They're hanging on pretty hard there, but they are gonna be able to pick up Stellar Vibes on the back and start rushing onto this Baptiste as well. A ton of damage goes down, but the ammo field pops up. That is going to be the shatter coming out, but Magoo finds the pin into the wall, and Magoo, the hero play, actually manages to save the site. Taking a quick look at ultimates here. I mean, Magoo absolutely popped off on that last round, so we will have the ultimate available for this fight. You can see him getting up close and aggressive. You know, he's going to want to look to use it here to buy time for some of those other ultimates. And he is actually going to force the swap out of Rice Lover. But it is going to be an Orisa versus Orisa mirror now. And I wonder if we're going to see that Orisa ultimate getting committed here in just a second. There it is. 1, 2, 3. Boom! That's one kill. Second one comes down. The spear into the wall. Third. And Magoo. He knew his limits. I always want to say that OLG slots and casinos thing, but I don't think that joke's going to land in Alberta, so. One day I'll hop back on a Waterloo or a Windsor cast. Over now, switched off onto the Hanzo. This is a character that we've seen him play a number of times this season already. It's definitely his more comfortable sniper choice. Not to say that the Widow didn't look fantastic. It actually looked very good and looked very comfortable. But more to say that the Hanzo is a pocket pick for him. Getting close to some big ultimates here now as the attack visor is available. Purity still quite a ways away from that nano boost though, so no nano visor to go this way. But Magoo so close to a second ultimate already. And I mean, after how this round started, you looked at this and you're thinking, well, we'll get to the analysis later as a bunch of people are falling and dropping and dying, as that is going to be the attack visor in response to the Dragon Blade. Magoo getting very, very close to that second ultimate, and he will have it for this fight. Now, Dallas Baptist University has a decision to make. If they don't force themselves onto the point now, they're going to be in a last fight situation. As the clock starts ticking down, it's looking more and more like a last fight situation. That is going to be the Illari ult. I believe that gets picked up and canceled by Magoo. Magoo pushing forward. He has the ultimate available, trying to find a great position. Finds 4! Gets one pick onto Baptiste. That's Baptiste going down. Magoo is taking a ton of damage here, but look at him go. He is just absorbing all of that. Illari now with the ultimate available as well. Coda here, managing to keep the opponents at bay, keeping everybody healed up and healthy. Magoo gonna run in and clean up Rice Lover as well. Force himself back onto the opponent. Only 3 seconds left for the opponents. And Purity, I don't even think he's gonna get to Nano. He's got it, but he can't use it. That's so sad. Justice for our support players. They do so much work, and I never get to go to their POV because by the time they get their ultimates, they can't use them. Justice for Purity and Coda. And while we are waiting for the next half of the map to begin as the teams switch side, I do want to quickly thank everybody in chat for your patience today as we got our stream set up. We know how much you guys love to watch the Huskies play, and you know, technical issues, they are a unfortunate reality of esports, but that doesn't make them less frustrating. So thank you all for being here with us and continuing to support the Huskies, and joining us in now for map number 2 as the Huskies continue their domination in tonight's NACE Starleague Varsity Premier game against Dallas Baptist University. Now the Huskies, if you are new to the channel, been doing pretty decent in the league so far. They've had a couple really strong games, a couple tough ones as well. We've played against some very strong legacy teams that, you know, have showed us why they're legacy teams in the season. We'll put it like that. But as far as its roster's debut has been, you know, we've seen some crazy stuff out of Clover. We saw an excellent performance out of NACE last week. You know, Magoo is really strutting his stuff right now, and the supports, obviously, as I mentioned, they don't get a ton of love on camera, but they get an exceptional amount of love from their teammates. I mean, you can't really do the things that Magoo does without a double heal lineup that's just absolutely funneling and feeding healing into you at the rate that Coda and Purity are able to output. And Coda now on the classic Lucio, we'll jump to his POV for a second here, as that speed up is likely going to come in handy here as NACE already finds the first opening pick of the round, and that might break things open for the Huskies as they've already taken complete control of stairs. Lucio, Coda going to jump them forward now. He's going to be able to carry the team over. They're playing full high ground here quickly. Switching over to NACE. NACE taking this high ground here. He's got a full flank on his opponents. Look at this angle. That's disgusting. Look how he pulled all of their crosshairs. All of that attention. The Huskies are just firmly planted on the point. There's absolutely nothing the DBU can do about this. They're going to try to repeat what the Huskies pulled off last round, but that positional take, that positional control from the Huskies, like, look at NACE. He's completely uncontested right now. This is ruthless, and that's going to be the game for the Huskies. A team kill, there's no coming back from that on King's Row. You lose point at 1, you lose the game, and that's going to be Keanu making quick work of map number 2. That was impressive. I don't really know how else to classify that. I mean, you come back from a surely unwinnable scenario on defense to winning in less than 40 seconds on the attack. I mean, who does it like us? We are going to switch back over here because this looks a little bit nicer than that. As we wait for our third map now. The teams have been pretty quick about getting into the lobbies together. We'll stay in chat for a while while we wait for them to get themselves figured out. So they did start on Control and then moved over to the hybrid map. They will be going over to Escort, I believe, as their third map type for NACE. Now, each Overwatch league does different things for their map selection. ABC, for example, I believe their third map is Flashpoint. I'm blanking. I want to say it's Control into Hybrid into Flashpoint was the ABC format in their best of threes. You know, until we start getting into the BO7s, you know, we're not really going to see a ton of variety in map types. NACE is a BO5, so the BO5 format is going to be Control, then Hybrid, then Escort, then I believe Push, and then Flashpoint as number 5. So you do get to see quite a bit of variety in league play, which is a lot of fun. But, you know, when you're rolling as hard as you're rolling right now for the Huskies, you'll get to see about 60% of that. It's the goal. 60% of all maps seen. That's the goal for the Huskies tonight. We are going to be going to Junkertown for the Escort map, which is waiting for the teams to ready up in the lobby. Junkertown is a ton of fun, and I think it really suits the Huskies playstyle as well. You have this incredible Cassidy Ashe from NYX. Both those characters, you know, can play the Junkertown. You have the really solid Genji from Clover. Magoo, very flexible on the tank lineup. Can shift a bunch of different characters, and then obviously the multifaceted support duo as well. Can really kind of encapsulate a number of different styles, but being able to play around those DPS, that DPS core, and fill around them, picking a map like Junkertown, that's actually our opponent's pick, but being able to play on a map like Junkertown and really complement that DPS lineup and what they want to do and how they want to play, I think is going to be very, very good for the Huskies. Now, I hope I don't accidentally embarrass myself because I am a little bit out of touch with the Overwatch meta. I don't want to make any assumptions about what they're going to pick and how and when, but it's nice to try. And, you know, you shoot your shot, and worst case scenario, you get embarrassed, and best case scenario, I look like a caster god prediction demon. So we'll see what ends up getting picked up here on the Junkertown. We'll take a quick little look around the oceanic plains. Look at that beautiful environment. I do have to say Overwatch does a very nice job of making cool environments. Not to say the textures out there are particularly fantastic. I mean, this isn't the Mona Lisa, but it's pretty. Look at all the nice little trees. And it looks like I have no idea what I'm talking about because it is going to be the Sojourn Widowmaker leading things off. Now, I imagine the Widowmaker is going to be a temporary pick. He's going to go for 1 or 2 shots and then switch. And Clover currently hovering the Sojourn. If he ends up committing to that, I can't imagine NYX is going to deviate too far away from his traditional hit scan. It's what, you know, he really likes to play. It's what he was good at. But actually, I'm realizing now this is a hard commitment from NYX. This is our defensive start. That means that the Widowmaker again locked in. Huskies really just want to show that they can hit nice shots when they need to. And it's going to be a Widowmaker duel as NYX perfectly tracking that Widow. He knows what he needs to be keeping an eye out for, and Purity actually going to find the pick onto Stellar. Wish I'd be able to catch that POV. Let's jump over to Purity for a second, playing the very long-range Zenyatta game. Just trying to apply some pressure to that tank line as Nyx is just frying right now. Clover, I believe this is the first time we've seen him on the Sojourn so far. And I'm really not quite sure what Rice Lover thinks is happening here. It looked cool, but you're just kind of eating a lot of Sojourn bullets to your head right now, my man. That is going to be Grinny switching off the Widowmaker onto the Cassidy. As Clover just trying to hunt and find where that Sombra might be hiding. We'll jump over to Stellar's POV and see what they got going on. Stellar actually just taken out by Nyx as Nyx sticks the headshot. And so far, this DPS lineup of the Huskies relatively uncontested, able to free fire. That is going to be the hindrance sticking. And finally making some movements as Rice Lover switches over to the Zarya. That is going to be Grinny finding a pick as the Huskies overstay their welcome just a little bit. But look at that Alari hearing from Koda. He's doing a very good job pumping out that damage. That's the ultimate there now. Finds a ton of damage onto DBU. And that ultimate sets up Nyx perfectly to find 2 kills. Gonna look for a third as soon as that Zarya bubble pops. They will be able to take down Rice Lover and start pushing their opponents back as Koda hunting down the Ana. Not finding the shots to stick. But Clover will be able to take him down. Huskies now trying to reset their defensive positioning. And Clover finding another opening pick onto Grinny. That's going to lead that fight. Give them a ton of space to work with here. The ammo field does go down. The Huskies will likely see that as an opportunity to punish. And Rice Lover getting chased back to his homeland. Back to the front doors. Minute 30 remaining for DBU to try to make some significant movement on this cart. They have been able to push it up pretty far, but not so much that they've disturbed the Huskies' defensive setup here. The Huskies are still chilling. They're happy with where they're stationed. They're happy with what they're playing. They know the Sombra's in there, and Clover's going to start throwing stuff at her and try to bait out some aggression. And they've got to know that this Zarya grab field is pretty close. You can see them trying to space out away so they don't all accidentally position themselves inside of a grab. Clover just punishing DBU's positioning. Does have the ultimate available for this next fight. And that's the Kitsune Rush getting dropped by Purity. He's going to Suzu himself to keep himself alive. 30 seconds remaining now. They know the Sombra is hiding. They found her, actually. Magoo tracks her down. Clover's going to pick it up with the ultimate as well. And the Huskies are making this look almost a little too easy right now. Koda and Magoo, both with ultimates available. No Graviton field for Rice Lover. That's the high noon from McCree, but Clover's gonna find a second one. Clover tries to find a third, and the Huskies. I mean, yeah, good job, guys. That was great. You absolutely love to see that. Was interesting. I have a feeling, like, from what I'm seeing from DBU, they want to play aggressive. They really, really do. But I think where they're getting beat over and over and over again is that they're just not really taking... They're not giving respect to the angles that the Huskies are holding. Like, we're sitting our entire team just standing on this bench here, and, like, we're getting challenged from down here? I don't know. I think there was just a little bit of a gap in kind of that executional plan, and it's going to give a ton of space for the Huskies to really take advantage, give themselves a ton of time and a ton of space to work with. And I mean, hey, they still got it pushed 76 meters. You know, I mean, you never know, right? Like, I'm honestly hopeful. I want to keep watching more Overwatch. It's been a pretty quick stream so far. I want to see some more Overwatch. I want to see DBU pull off something miraculous right now. That's what I want to see. And I'm I'm nervous that they might not affect the comp to do it, but I like the Mei. I think if you're trying to stall, you're trying to buy some time, I think Mei fits that design perfectly. But can you stall into the Mr. Magoo Hammond? This is a legendary pick for him. It was the pick that he got recruited on and recruited for. The Hammond Goat. You can see already as that Wrecking Ball rolling his way downtown, walking fast. He's going to go all the way up the staircase. And he's just chilling. He's hiding. He's biding his time. And he's going to find 3. Gets the drop down as well. Magoo finds the opening pick onto the Widowmaker. 1v4 in the backline now. Switching over to the DPS here is Clover, trying to find those headshots. That's going to be 3 picks for the Huskies already. Rice Lover and Golden Gunner sent back to their spawn, but Magoo is not done yet. The hamster wants blood. He's going to chase them down. Golden Gunner will find a pick, but Clover will get the trade kill there. DBU trying to get back to the point. Purity just camping cart, chilling, having fun. Trying to poke out this Widowmaker, but I don't know if Tracer's the character to do that in this situation here. As we're going to shift over to Nyx. Very nearly found that headshot. And DBU needs to get themselves on point if they want to contest this. The bomb is available for Clover. He's going to run down Stellar, and he actually is able to get out. Still has the bomb available. That's the stick there. Second kill now onto the Genji. And the headshots for Nyx, and that's the game. Yep. GG. Impressive, really. Just impressive. It's just a very, very well-performed, well-executed offensive from the Huskies. They did a great job on defense and were able to translate that offense. You know, every time they got a kill, it really meant something. Like, Culver, I mean, just played a fantastic game. You know, he's been doing great all season. He's been finding the kills when he needs to find them, finding the picks for the team, finding those opening entries. Been doing a great job of that, and I mean, as you saw, team effort as well. Everybody really held their weight tonight to contribute to a clean and swift 3-0 victory. As I mentioned before the stream tonight, Lijiang was a 2-0 as well. So the Huskies will sweep tonight's match against Dallas Baptist University's. GG's to our opponents as always. We always love having high quality games on the stream. It was great being able to play another day in the NACE Starleague and extend the win record for the Huskies as well. Now, if you feel like you were a little unsatisfied with the amount of Overwatch you got to see tonight, and I don't blame you at all, I definitely was too, don't you fear, because we will have plenty more Overwatch this week. As Thursday night, we are back with the last week of NECC activation. And then on Saturday, again, continuing on our run in the Activision Blizzard Collegiate Homecoming Tournament. And if you want to see some high-level Overwatch, I definitely recommend you tune into ABC, because that is really where the masters of the game come together to play and compete. NECC will be in the evening around 6:30 p.m. Mountain Time. Might be a little earlier, might be a little later. It really depends on the league scheduling. So make sure you're following us on Twitter. It's at Keanu Esports to get updates on the game start times. And on Saturday, it will be 11 a.m. Sorry, 12 p.m. My apologies, 12 p.m. start time. And that one will be on the Keanu Esports 2 stream as we continue our run in the Red Bull Campus Clutch for Valorant on the main stream on the same day. For all updates regarding Keanu Esports, make sure you are following us on the Twitter. It's the best place to get info. You can also find the links to our Discord server as well, where we post all of our match days and times in our events. Thank you so much for supporting our stream and our program today. Again, as always, my name is Shadi Zeddy Hanna, head coach of the Keanu Esports program, and it has been a pleasure to host tonight's stream for you guys. We look forward to seeing you again back on Thursday with NECC Overwatch. Thank you, and have a good night.